Model was developed by Harvard professor John Kotter. This model breaks complex organizational change into 8 clear steps. Let me re-emphasize that. This model breaks complex organizational change into 8 clear steps. What makes it powerful is its focus on both strategy and people. It's not about process, or rather, let me rephrase. It's not just about process, it's about inspiring momentum, building coalitions, and making change stick. Whether you are a manager, a consultant, or a team lead, this framework offers a step by step guide that is easy to follow and also powerful. Let us very quickly go to the Coder website and kick off the first step of the 8. Step 1 is really all about setting the tone. Emphasis here on setting the tone. People don't change unless they believe change is needed. And they also need to believe it is urgent. This is where you bring in hard facts. You show people what's at risk and make the current state feel uncomfortable enough for them to move forward. Step 1 is a crucial step that many people skip. But without urgency, change stalls before it starts. Let us quickly go over steps 2 and 3, which are build a coalition and draft the vision. Once people feel the urgency, they now need to be guided. That is where your guiding coalition comes in, your task force of formal and informal leaders. Then, with that group, you want to create a vision and a plan, not a long document, just a few sentences that clearly state where you are going and why. Think emotionally and also practically. That clarity will drive everything else. Now you're beginning to see, as we go over the step 1, 2, and 3 of the John Kotter model, you're beginning to see how easy it is to use. Step 4 of the John Kotter change management model talks about communicating the vision. Even the best vision falls flat if people don't hear or understand it. And people need to hear it more than once. There have been many studies that talk about people need to hear the same thing differently 7 times. So you have to find 7 different ways of saying the same thing before it starts to register in people's consciousness. So as part of the John Kotter model, you want to ensure that you use every communication channel available to you: newsletters, meetings, Slack, if your organization uses Slack, Teams, if your organization uses Teams, and many more. And make sure your coalition is reinforcing that message too. Champions are really important. Leadership are really important to cascade communication. Communication isn't a campaign, it's a drumbeat. Let us quickly go over steps 5 and 6. And I just mentioned quickly go over step 5 and step 6. One thing I want everyone to keep in mind, that way you are not scrambling to take a lot of notes. I've included the link to the detailed John Kotter guide that provides you step by step, literally everything that you need to know in a simple and clear breakdown. So this video is just focusing on talking to you about the high level, but please, to continue to educate yourself, make sure you take a look at that guide. It is free. You can save it as a PDF. You can share it with anyone. Okay. Now, very quickly, steps 5 and 6, which involve removing barriers and also showing wins. People need to feel like change is doable. That means removing friction points, even when it's something that is ingrained in the company's culture. Once you do that, you need to show to proof, basically. You need to let people know it is working. That is where short-term wins or short-term gains come in. These are not really just morale boosters. They are proof that change is possible and worth it. Steps 7 and 8 involve keep going and make it stick. This is where many organizations fail. They get some wins and assume they are done. But real change happens when those wins evolve into habits. You've got to keep pushing, update processes, link performance reviews to the new behaviors, and reward those that are living the change. This is how you anchor the new way of working. Rewarding those living the change, there's so many ways you could do that. A simple email to their manager or to leadership, and then you CC those people, will go a long way. For example, there have been many times I have, as the change practitioner, I have sent an email out to key leadership, and I recognized some employees that were actually living the change. And I included those employees on the email. They were CC'd. And the email was basically telling leadership how these employees are actually ambassadors of the change. That really made a difference because leadership started to respond, to that email. There was a lot of back and forth, leadership praising those individuals. Just one thing for you to keep in mind. You can also draft an email to leadership and ask them to send out the email to the people that are living the change and recognizing those people for being good change agents. Now, let us do a quick comparison between John Kotter and the Lewin change management methodology. I do get a lot of questions from people saying which of these two methodologies are actually best. The Lewin's model is great for simpler things, but if you are dealing with enterprise level shifts or digital transformation, the John Kotter model gives you the depth that you need. The 8 steps walk you through not just strategy, but also communication, leadership, and culture. Now, let us go over to the last slide on today's session, which highlights the free guide that I mentioned. We also have a free checklist that you can use to help follow the John Kotter model as you implement these eight steps. And most importantly, check out our other videos. They will be very, very helpful to help you increase your change management success. And also, if you have questions or if you have any comments, don't hesitate to reach out. I've been doing change management now for about 2 decades. I have supported and coached a lot of individuals that are interested in change management. The way I look at it, the change management community is one community, one big family. So however way you can be supported, you have questions, reach out to me. You need help, reach out to me. Okay? All right. Bye for now.